Next, I want to acknowledge that we have 4 outgoing board members who are all leaders and pioneers in our field and have all contributed greatly to our medical society. On behalf of our board of directors and all of our members, it's my pleasure to recognize and thank Dr. Michael Sulin, Professor of Radiology at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. James Yao, our symposium keynote speaker, past president of NANETS, and professor with tenure in the Department of Gastrointestinal Medical Oncology at MD Anderson Cancer Center, Dr. Rodney Pommier, Professor of Surgery, Oregon Health Science University, and Dr. David Metz, Professor of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. Each outgoing board member received a zebra plaque in the mail from NANETS. Thank you again for all you have done and all you continue to do. NANETS continues to be served by dynamic leaders with a passion for NET research, education, mentorship, early career advancement, guideline development, and so much more. Despite demanding clinical schedules, research and grant deadlines, faculty responsibilities, and the everyday demands of life, these board members consistently give to our medical society. Please join me in recognizing our 2020-21 Board of Directors. Our officers include, at Vice President, Dr. Jonathan Strasberg, Section Head, Neuroendocrine Division, Moffitt Cancer Center. Our Treasurer, Dr. Pamela Kuntz, Leader, Gastrointestinal Cancers Program and Director of GI Medical Oncology at the Yale School of Medicine. Our Secretary, Dr. Thora Halfdanarson, Professor of Oncology at the Mayo Clinic. And our Professor Emeritus, Dr. James Howe, Professor of Surgery at the University of Iowa. That's President Emeritus, by the way. And additional current board members include Dr. Jennifer Chan, Clinical Director of the Gastrointestinal Cancer Center, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and Assistant Professor at Harvard Medical School. Dr. Arvind Dasari, an Associate Professor in the Department of Gastrointestinal Medical Oncology at MD Anderson Cancer Center. Dr. Jennifer Eads, Associate Professor of Clinical Medicine at Penn Medicine. And Dr. Eloisa Suarez, Co-Physician Leader of the GI Clinical Trials Research Group at the Huntsman Cancer Institute. I'd also like to introduce all of you to our newest board members, Dr. Eric Mitra, Associate Professor of Diagnostic Radiology at Oregon Health and Science University, Dr. Heidi Del Rivero, Assistant Research Physician, Developmental Therapeutics Branch at the National Cancer Institute, Dr. Simran Singh, Affiliate Scientist, Odette Cancer Research Program at the Sunnybrook Research Institute and Assistant Professor at the University of Toronto, and Dr. Thomas Hope, Director of Molecular Therapy at the University of California, San Francisco, and Chief of Nuclear Medicine at the San Francisco VA Medical Center. A special thanks to all of our board members for their dedication and leadership. I'd also like to note that the NET community has a strong network that extends around the world and includes the organizations listed on this screen and many more. Many of you here this evening are actively involved in eNETs and other NET medical organizations. NANETS officers will be meeting with the eNETs leadership tomorrow morning for our annual meeting to exchange information and explore potential areas for collaboration. Our priority is to find ways to share scientific advances, clinical best practices, and other information in ways that benefit our entire global community and pave the way for the next generation of NET providers and researchers. In addition to our global NET medical community, our patients are supported by an incredible network of patient organizations that provide valuable resources, education, and peer support to NET patients in North America and around the world. Prior to the pandemic, NANETS was partnering with local patient organizations at its regional conferences. These programs were a great success, and the information sharing among the medical community, patients, and caregivers was valuable to everyone in the room. This is something we look forward to doing again in the future. INCA's NET Cancer Awareness Day is another great example of global collaboration and a way of giving back. Our NANETS Communication Committee co-chairs, Dr. Eloisa Suarez and Dr. Mark Lewis, spearheaded our initiative this year, mostly through social media. You can see the videos they posted on behalf of the organization throughout the day on the new NANETS YouTube channel, shown here. Our communications co-chairs, Dr. Suarez and Dr. Lewis, are also teaching us that the medical and research community can post, like, and tweet and still practice medicine too. Please watch your inbox for a few social media training webinar opportunities. And our thanks go out to Dr. Suarez and Lewis for all they do to share important NET information around the globe.